Hello, everyone. So we are back today with the brother Nix. This has been 1 year since we were here last time. Today, what, July 21?
July
21st.
21st,
2020.
2020, and now 2021. So it's been exactly 1 year. So welcome back, brother Nix, and thank you so much for coming by, stopping by on your busy time schedule, and have an interview with us.
Thanks for
Yes,
inviting
sir.
us, Dave.
So would you like to introduce yourself again, since some of them may be new and they may not know about who you are? Who
Hey,
wants
Michael Nix, eXp Realty. I've been a realtor for about 2 years now. I'm a dual career agent. I'm loving in real estate right now.
Okay, what about you?
And I'm Tim Nix, been with eXp Realty. Been an agent going on 5 years, also a dual agent, and hoping to continue.
Y'all both licensed in what state you licensed in on right now?
I'm Mississippi, Tennessee.
And
How
I'm
about you
just
two?
Tennessee.
Just Tennessee only.
Tennessee keeps me busy enough.
And you know, both of them have been capped. That means they in, and then also a multi-million dollar club, right? They're
Yeah.
both multi-million. Congratulations again in the multi-million dollar club. So, who wants to start first to see what happened in the last 1 year since we met last time?
You, me, it don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Go ahead, Michael.
Well,
You can go ahead.
over the last year, I've signed about 7 agents. I'm mentored to 4 of the 7 in Mississippi and Tennessee. Was just recognized in the top 50% of the central region and bringing on new agents. I've also been licensed in Tennessee since then. I became licensed in Tennessee December of 2020, and it's been a pretty good ride so far. Year over year, my sales are improving. This time last year, I ran a report. I did 2 sales this time last year, $282,000 in sales. This year, right now, I'm about $500 from being a millionaire in Mississippi again, with 6 months, 7 months left.
Wow, that's awesome. Awesome. That was awesome, man. So so you're not only a realtor, so you now helping other real estate agents as a certified mentor. Is that correct?
Correct. And I also I have coached a few people pass the exam in the state of Mississippi,
That's awesome.
which is pretty good. You know, we're still willing to do that, and also get some other agents on just to tell them about the program or what we have to offer.
Awesome. That's awesome. You were on the top. What the event you just
I was
gone through?
in the top 50 in the central region with bringing on new eXp agents. It's called eXp Sprint, which is an event over, I think it's a 3-month period, bringing the most agents. I think it was
Most agents, not only new,
yeah, but just the most
everybody.
agents.
Yep.
We were tasked to do 2 and 20. I think I ended up doing 5 and 20, and so far this year I think I've done 2 and 21.
So that's good. And he also mentor them and coach them and help them through with the process. Even you new or you are a seasoned agent, he still can help you with the how about how to be a not only a real estate agent, but now you got a piece of the brokers. Is that correct? Is
Yeah.
that what you mean? You got a piece of broker. You got a
Exactly.
piece of the ref share that you can get money, residual income, coming in
Coming in
by helping growing up the company.
Yeah.
How about you, Tim?
Well, let's see. I've got 2 right now in my downline. I've got 2 more coming on. Should be coming on within the next month. Let's see. I should make the multi-million, or that's my goal, is to make the multi-million dollar club again this year. My mentee has done very well. She should cap. Well, she will cap at the end of this month, and then she'll make the multi-million dollar club her first year. So a lot of good things out there, and hopefully that we'll keep building the revenue, because that's what that's the long-term goal down the road.
Okay, well that's good. You got 2 so far. One
2
of them
so
cap.
far.
How
One
long
of
has she
them-
been with the company? And
She
got-
started in real estate in December.
Oh my God.
So her
That's-
first year, and
So
doing
not,
really
not
well.
not even a year yet. is
Right.
it? Not even a year, and so
Not
it
even
capped.
a year, already
And so it
capped.
capped. That's like
7
about
months.
7
So
months.
that's
Brand
awesome.
new agent.
Brand new agent, never done real estate before, so.
Man, you're doing good. You're doing good. And I know y'all help each other out, right? By
Oh, yeah.
referring. How many deals you have been closing together and help each other out?
Well, this year, we have not had the pleasure of doing one in 21, but we've done, we're doing 20 together. 2, 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did about 3.
3 last year, I think it
In
was.
last year alone, just to push from when we interviewed last year up until the end of the year, we did about 3. So that's pretty solid.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. So what is the key for y'all to be success? You first.
Well, you have to find what works for you first. You know, we talk every day, every morning, 8 o'clock. I know I'm getting a call from Tim, and we kind of go over what the market is, and you know what it'll take to kind of win in this industry. I mean, this is a industry that has changed within the last year. I mean, dramatically, as far as offers, the actual price last year, or the average price last year, I think was around 120,000, based on some reports. This year, average price is maybe 180 to 250,000. So, and everything is going at least anywhere in Mississippi is about 15 to 20,000 above the list price, and Tennessee is probably about 50 to 60,000 above list price. That is in cash, not finance. So you have to find the market and know your market to be successful in real estate, or in any profession, really. But real estate is one of those things that, you know, I have a lot of clients call and say, well, hey, you know, why should I have to pay this much money when I bought my house in 2006? It was totally different. Well, it was different 2020 to 2021. It's totally different. I mean, anybody that has bought a house in this market will tell you, you have to be very competitive.
And the strategy steadily changes. I mean, what works this month may not work next month. And you know, you don't know that until you get out there and you start putting offers in, and you keep getting rejected and rejected, and you have to go back, do your homework, and see what everybody else is getting, what they're doing to win the deals. You know, it's constantly changing.
How many deals do you submit to one client before they can buy a house?
Wow.
Average.
In
The
Millington, I've had
the longest one.
I've had a couple in Millington. We started in December. Their baby was probably 6 weeks old, and we just closed a month ago. And we did
Wow.
over 20 offers.
Oh my goodness.
So you have to find, like Tim say, you know, our lenders are very good, and they'll say, well, hey, this is what I'm seeing on the contract. So if you want to be competitive,
This is what you
this
got
is
to do.
what you got to do. So we went from doing escalation clauses in 2020 to we did escalation clauses plus over appraisal clauses in part of 21. So now we add escalation clauses above the appraised value, and then an escalation clause to go above the highest offer that another offer may have in appraisal.
Right.
So it's getting very competitive and very challenging to get a person to the table.
And then it depends on what type of loan.
Hmm.
You know, and where the mortgage company is. If they're not local, then a lot of your agents don't even want to deal with them. Even if your client is qualified, they don't want to fool with an out-of-town lender. So there's so many variables that plays into each offer. I mean, you have to look at every scenario and try to work it out to the best for your client. Because if you don't, you're going to lose the deal.
So look like based on this, the key to success on this, you gotta get a true person. Look like both of you have a true person and a extremely patient, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to be.
patient.
You have to
You
be.
have to be.
And when I first meet a client, I tell them like, hey, you know, I ask them, when's the last time you purchased a house? And if they say a first time buyer, I kind of want to let them know that this is not an easy market to kind of win in. I say, you know, I can show you 20 properties. We can do an offer on 20. and we may get an offer on one. It's all about what you are willing to offer above the appraised value. It's not necessarily the list price, and a lot of clients will say, well, I just want to offer the list price. And at that point, you have to explain that the list price, we're just technically writing an offer to say we wrote an offer. It's not a competitive offer to the market. They're basing it off a day and time when their parents bought a property or a previous property. I can't even judge when I bought my property in 2006 here in South Haven to now, because I got closing costs. Even 1 year ago today, it was still closing costs on the market. I had a lady call me today and she was like, well, I'm looking to buy a property and, you know, wonder would they pick up my closing costs. I said, well, let's just stay at home, because a seller is looking for the easiest route to the table. They're not looking to do any repairs now. They're not looking to give you any closing costs. They want to know point blank, what are you willing to give me over the appraised price?
So by working with the seller and the buyer, which one is the harder part for you? Which one is easier, which one is harder?
I'll say it's the buyer.
The buyer is the hardest, but when you have a seller that made, you know, an astronomical amount above what they were looking for, and they don't want to do one simple repair, and that kind of frustrates you that, you know, they're only asking for $1,500 in repairs, but you made X amount above what you thought you were going to make, but you still want to be tight-niched about it. And you have to explain that, you know, you got to understand this person is giving their all, and you don't want to bend a little bit. You know, the average person buying a property, they're pushing every penny that they have just to get in a property.
Right.
And you have a seller that won't just say, well, I'll just fix a downspout. You know, something simple. So it's a balance between the two. The buyers are more willing to listen. Sellers are looking at, I want the quickest route to the table, and I want to make the most money without having to spend anything out.
Well, see, they've been told that too, you know.
Right.
Now, the sellers know that it's a seller's market, and basically, whatever I put my house out there for, I'm gonna get more than what we're asking, and I don't want to do any work, and I don't have to, because if Joe over here don't buy it, then Bill over here will, and I'm still winning. So I'm still not doing anything. So it just depends on the buyer if they really want the house or not.
Yeah. And you got 40 other people that are looking at this same house,
property.
and you got 40 offers that are just say a listing agent goes through to pick out one. So you got to be able to stand out as that one. You can't say, well, I'm just giving you, if I'm asking $214, I'm giving you $216, and then I'm asking you for a home warranty. You can't even get a home warranty this year.
So what make you guys really passionate about doing what you're doing right now?
Well, it's, you know, it's nice to meet people and families, and you put them in a home, and you kind of see the excitement that they're, you know, first time buyers. I had a couple in Millington. We went out every single weekend from December pretty much all the way through now, and it was just seeing how excited they were when they got their first home, and they were, you know, wow, we finally got one. Right. And you kind of look at when you were looking for a property, it wasn't as competitive, but when you're in this market and you're competitive and you finally get that one, as an agent, you get excited. Right. I mean, because you got turned down 20 times, and you had that one opportunity that you did something right to provide for a family. And that kind of gives me the drive to want to stay in it, because originally I only got into real estate for investment. And after you get into it and you meet a lot of people and you get to talk to them and you start building a relationship. And I tell all my clients, I don't stop when we go to the closing table. I'm here, you know. I build a relationship so that we're actually communicating after the deal. And if they have any issues, you know, we communicate back and forth and try to keep a relationship. Don't just sell a property, you sell a relationship.
So what about you?
Well, pretty much the same thing. I mean, you know, you just, it's all about seeing their face when you call them, you know, or you see them and you tell them they won the deal, or they got the house. The excitement on their face, the excitement on the kids, you know, hey, we got a new home. Yep. They're just excited. Everybody's excited.
Right.
And, you know, that to me, that does something for me. That just lets me know that I did what I needed to do to help the family get the house.
And they were willing to stick with you through 20 deals and not pull out. You know, a lot of clients don't realize, they do 3 offers, they don't win, the first thing they say, well, you know, I decided to go to another
Yeah,
agent.
just
Now,
wait.
I've had that to happen, you know, where I lost a client after 3 offers, but it wasn't about the agent, it was about what they were willing to offer. I mean, you got 40 other people, you got to make your offer
Then we
stand out.
realized,
Yeah,
we
you
were
gotta stand out.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's the two major things that people say, that two things that you need to be given in your life. That would be knowledge and kindness. So you've been giving your knowledge to a lot of buyers and sellers out there to see what's going on, and you have to get a good kindness going out there and doing that stuff. A lot of people disappoint, and they just do about 1 or 2 deals, and they couldn't get a deal, and they just move on to another client.
Yep.
But you do a good job. So, and then the 2 things that you need to use is money. You invest in your money in there, you spend your money, you spend your gas, spend your time, and your second is experiment. You use experiment out there to help your client achieve what they want. That's an awesome. Congratulations, both of y'all. So what is the one thing you want to recommend or advice that you can give to a seller in this market, a buyer, an agent, an investor? So we got 4 different people here. So you can go ahead and do one of each.
Well, with the seller, and this year I've been a listing agent at least 6 times. So I did more listings this year than I've actually been a buyer's agent. And it's you know, they always say, well, you know, what can I get out of my property? So you look at the comps, you kind of see what area and what the comps are going at, and you tell them, you can instruct them, but they may say, well, what if I do this? I mean, it's your client, they reserve the right. And but we kind of want to tell them, you know, why this is not a good move. You don't want to scare a potential buyer off if you're too high, even though the market is a seller's market. So the 4 I did this year, I did, matter of fact, it was an investor. I did 4 listings for an investor in California. And her first thing was, well, what are the properties going for in the area? We do comps, and you know, she advised me what to do. And when we put them out, the hardest part is if it comes back and they say, well, hey, it needs this repair. And that changes the whole deal for a seller. I mean, they're making what they wanted plus.
So they have to be open-minded.
Yeah, they have
to be open-minded. They have to be reasonable.
Yeah.
Buyer out there, bottom line, the buyer out there have to be patient on it, and the seller have to be reasonable to get the deal work out. What about real estate agent Tim? What about you for the realtor? What do you get advice for the
seller?
licensed real estate agent?
For the real estate agent.
New or old?
New or
New
old.
agent. New or
Oh,
old,
man,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah. What do you recommend? Yeah.
For the agent, I would say, number one, if you've been in the business 3 weeks or if you've been in the business 20 years, answer your phone.
Okay.
Number one, because you know that's very frustrating to everybody in the game.
Right.
If you're trying to find out something about the house, or if you're you know, anything you're trying to do with that house, you're trying to see if they accepted the offer or got your offer. Because I try to do that too, because a lot of times people say, oh, I didn't get the offer, or I didn't see your offer. So I always try to do a confirmation, you know, give me a receipt showing, send me a receipt saying that you received the offer, number one. And don't get frustrated, because the market goes, it's changing constantly. I've been in it going on 5 years now, and I've seen so many changes with the market, with it being seller's market, whatever. Don't get frustrated, because you will get frustrated. You may have one client that you do 30, 40 offers on before you win one. Mm-hmm. You can't get frustrated. You got to keep motivating your sellers and your buyers. If you've got buyers, you got to work with them and let them try to teach them how the market's going, so that they understand it. That you may put 25 offers in before you get your first deal. Sellers, same way. I mean, they got to understand, or agents. The agents the same way. I mean, it's frustrating.
It's a lot of agents out there been in market. About 10, even 20 years. And with this market, a lot of them sell a lot, but a lot of them sell less. And a lot of agents, especially the one working part-time like you are, Some of them even full time, they have to get a job because they make only what barely enough to make a living, like less minimum wage. So, but you guys were rocking it. You're doing it. So, how do you like so far? And you been here about a year more, almost 2 years.
Yeah,
So, how do you like so
2
far
years
with this
with
real
EXP.
estate?
I'm loving it, and the reason I like it, and I'm glad you said with the seasoned agents, they kind of intimidate newer agents because of the way they did it 20 years ago. Technology has changed in the last 2 years, and they don't want to adapt to the new way of thinking and the new way of real estate. Real estate is more than just selling property now. A lot of it is more tech savvy per se. You have the average person buying a property now is 25, 26. So for an older agent and a seasoned agent to try to touch that person, you got to think like they think. You can't go with the approach you used 20 years ago because you'll scare them off. And they get intimidated by that. And most of my downline will tell you, I call this agent, and they gave me a hard time. But you got to realize that, hey, at one point I was that agent. I was a young guy, coming out. So don't intimidate a new agent. And a lot of the older agents do it. They do it just because they're a new agent. Mm-hmm. And I get calls all the time from my guy that, hey, they wanted to, they talk to me like this. I'm like, no, you just stand firm with what you believe, and if you know it's right. Then if it's not, you can capitalize off it the next time, but don't let them intimidate you. It's anything in life, people like to intimidate, so you have to be able to bounce back and make them feel the same way you feel.
All right. How about you? How do you like so far with your real estate career? As a
Real estate career, I love it. I mean, I just like sales. I like talking to people. I like meeting new people. I don't meet strangers. I mean, anywhere I go, I talk to anybody and everybody. And I think you got to have that. You got to have that gift of gab, kind of you don't have to, but I think it helps promote you as an individual to help somebody in real estate. And I mean, I love it. I just wish I had more time doing it. I don't have the time that I really need to put toward just real estate, and I need to do that. That's my goal this next year, is to try to, organize a little bit better than what I am and spend a lot more quality time in real estate.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Man, I'm glad that you guys are doing great on it. And it's with this market right now it's hard out there, but there's always, when the market going up or down, there's always both sides. Mm-hmm. Either you're going to make bad excuses, complaining, or you're going to make money with it. We're going to help a lot of people. But it seems like both of you are going to do the right way, and congratulations again. And not only that, you only build up a team. I talked to our broker today. They have a coordinator right now that kind of help you with paperwork, uploading it. A lot of agents, assistant agents, don't have time to do and all that. So it's a good thing. It's a lot of change. It's a lot of different way. I talked to the partner department. You have about currency, other people try to buy here, and they're changing the fund. They convert. You get paid for that too. Yeah. You get like a 0.5%. Let's say 200,000. They want to convert to buy a house. That's a $500 bonus for you, right there that they gain. Also, there's different way that you can helping other people helping out. So we saw that they're doing good, and we try to make more people do it flawless. I got about 5-time flawless award. I was 6 or 7 times already. So you got everything.
Flawless file.
Yeah.
So you need to teach classes on that, right?
Well, I can teach a class. We have over 1,200 agents in Tennessee, but less than 10 people receiving it.
Yeah.
So it means something out there that agents not really take the time to really doing it or willing to learn. But you guys both are busy getting the full-time job, but you still motivate and doing what you did, and that was awesome. And congratulations again. Any last thought you want to give out to the community out there, agent, buyer, seller? You want to share?
Anybody's interested in EXP, you can give me, Tim, or David a call. new agents. We'll coach new agents on the exam. You know, it's a pretty awesome opportunity here at EXP.
Is a seasoned agent, you think is it good for them to get EXP with EXP?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Last week at the sprint event, you know, I had the opportunity to sit with guys that came from other brokerages, and they were like, I wish I'd have done it sooner. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them will tell you, and you know, I talked to some agents on a deal I'm working now here in Tennessee, and they were like, well, we are similar to you guys, we have profit sharing, but there's a big difference between profit sharing and revenue.
Revenue sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Profit sharing is once all expenses are paid, then you get your, at EXP, revenue sharing, you get it right off the top.
And I think if you're in the real estate business, or if you're even thinking about getting in the real estate business, I think you ought to just reach out to an EXP agent. You know, one of us or just an EXP agent, and let them send you some information on EXP before you dial in on another brokerage, because I think it'll be well worth your time, and you know, you'll make the difference in money between, like Mike was saying, revenue share, profit share is so much different, so much different. I mean, we've got teams that have come into EXP, in 1 month they cap, the next month they icon. I mean, I don't know any other brokerage out there that any team can do that. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So if you reach out to an EXP agent, they can explain that. They can explain what capping is. They can explain what icon is. And it's a big difference when it comes to revenue and money going to your bank account for you and your family as far as finances go.
Revenue share, I learned last week, we have agents that do $100,000 a month in revenue share, $60,000, $400,000 in revenue share. So that's a pretty good motivation to me to kind of step agents along and talk to other people about the company, because you know, I sent them an article on it last week where it broke down different brokerages and what they offer, and I think overall, I want to say EXP was 4, but it wasn't ranked off, you know, the criteria. He's saying it was different, a couple different ones. Then I sent out another one that compared 2 different brokerages, and I'm not gonna call the brokerage's name, but at the end of the day, it was EXP. And this is a big firm that it was compared to year over year.
But the key thing is you got to get in the right group, the right people that are helping you guys. I was saying that we got some live event together. That's how you guys met, right? You not even know each other, right?
We met at the very first, I want to say it was a open house.
I think it was Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes' house. They
remember?
were selling Isaac Hayes' house.
Mm-hmm.
And I just joined, and I think he joined probably, because I'm in July and he's in August. And I think it was the first time we met Andre as well. So we all started around the same time. So
Right.
he capped a little bit before I did, so he enjoyed his 100%.
You got to enjoy the stock and all that stuff. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Here's something that's my wife, as a top producer in there. It's called Collagen. That's my wife that kind of sponsor or give it to us. Sponsored by Tiffany, right? They cannot buy it anymore until today, probably the last day until September. It help give you collagen, it help you younger and all that stuff. You tear it up.
Man, we need the whole case of
right
this.
Yeah.
Obvious people retail probably $5 a piece like this.
We need a whole
It's
case
got-
of this stuff if
Wow.
it makes
Case
it
like
younger.
that,
Man.
like 3, yeah. Hang on. All right, let's go cheer on it. All
Let's
right.
do it. All right.
All right. How'd you like the taste? The
It's
taste.
actually really good.
That is, man, it's real fruit.
Maybe we come to your house and we get some of the craziest drinks, man. But they're
I
good.
know it. I know it. All right, you guys have a blessed day. Keep them. Bye bye.
Take care,
All
guys.
right.
Go eat.